Great Ogoni people, great. My name is Victor Barabo, and today I want to talk to you on Nigeria's minimum wage and a bag of rice. You see, it saddens my heart and it's regrettable that Nigeria's minimum wage can no longer afford you a bag of rice, 50 kg bag of rice. It can't afford you. Nigeria's minimum wage is 70,000 naira. And when you go to the market to buy a bag of rice, 50 kg, it's 80 something, 90 something, and 100 and something thousand naira, all depending on the grade of the rice. So it gives me a lot of thinking. How are Nigerians surviving? Have they all turned miracle workers? Are you all miracle workers that you've worked out miracle for yourself? That your minimum wage cannot afford you a bag of rice and you are still living? It is a big shame. Honestly, it is a big shame. You see, it brings me to two things. And that is what we call standard of living, and that is what we call cost of living. Now, a standard of living is the amount of wealth and comfort available for a people, to enjoy. That's a standard of living. And a cost of living is the amount of money that you need, to purchase some basic amenities. So these two things are different, but they work hand in hand. And now let's take Nigeria for example. By virtue of divine nature and how God has created Nigeria, Nigeria has a lot of wealth, mineral, natural resources. And these resources are supposed to place Nigeria's standard of living to be very high if properly harnessed. Our standard of living is supposed to be very high because we have everything that should give us a better standard of living. Because when you have oil, when you have gas, you are supposed to have cheaper fuel. So it means you are having a lot of enormous wealth at your disposal to use. But reverse is the case. Nigerian standard cost of living is not so high that even affording meals, one square meal a day it's not a problem. Because when your Nigeria standard of living is supposed to be very high, because we have all the necessary things that are supposed to keep us comfortable. There are countries like the Western countries, they have enough wealth available to them to use, to spend, and that is why their standard of living is very high. So Nigeria is supposed to be one of the top country in this world, that our standard of living is supposed to be very high, and then our cost of living is supposed to be low. Because when you have oil and gas, it means you have your fuel, kerosene, and whatsoever. It's supposed to be low. You're supposed to purchase it at a very lower rate because you have it in abundance. But this is where few people have laid siege on these natural resources, exploited it, and the people are suffering. Then the cost of living is not very high. You see, those who should experience high cost of living are countries who don't have those wealth available to them. So it is a shame that your cost of living is very high, irrespective of all the natural resources, mineral resources that is available in that country. Nigeria is supposed to be competing with nations, with first world nations. You have oil, you have gas, you have gold, you have everything you think of. Just name them, you have it. but yet the people are suffering. So this is the kind of thing that happens to a people that are poorly managed. You see, and one of the funniest things that happens now is the same people that are in pain, you see them behave as if everything is well because they've been brainwashed. Let me tell you, some years ago, I was somewhere, and at the middle of the night, people were all laughing and making a noise and all sort of things. And the man just woke up. I said, look, what kind of thing is this? Are you people eating manna that you are so happy? Because the condition then wasn't good. You see, the same thing happening to Nigerians today. You are in a very bad state, but you behave as if everything is okay. Look, until we sit down, until we rise to change the situation we are in, nothing will change for you. And it's unfortunate that people, when brilliant minds postulate ideas that should move the country forward, it is neglected, and those people have been taken off from this world. Someone like Ken Saro-Wiwa, who knew the system and postulated a beautiful idea of how all Nigerians can live together in peace and the country will be developed. But what happened to him? You know it. That man was taken away from this world by the government. So, the condition you are in, no one is going to change it for you until you decide to change your situation. But if you want to keep clapping for the politicians that has made this wealth available to themselves and they spend it anyhow they like, it's up to you. Because the politicians in that nation, they've taken captive of the people. The wealth of the people is in their pockets. So their own standard of living is super. But the populace is suffering. And they make your cost of living very high. It won't change. If you're expecting anything to change, it won't change. Except you want it to change. Except you rise up and say no to it. If you don't stop it, it won't change. It's a shame that your bicycle, listen, Olympic participant will be borrowing bicycle at the Olympics, Nigeria. You borrow bicycle to participate in Olympics. Look, this is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. But I've been saying it, and I will continue to say, until the people rise to stop this nonsense will not stop. Ogoni people, the ball is in your court. You want to continue to suffer in this contraption? It's up to you. But if you really want to enjoy the wealth God has given to you, we know the right way. Ken Saro-Wiwa showed us that way. And we have to apply that route. That way we have to go so that our generation and our generation yet unborn can benefit and enjoy. Thank you, and God bless you.